Hello students, welcome to the session on masonry construction. I am Mr. M.H. Mota, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. The outcome of today's session. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand and explain the basics of masonry construction. So we'll start with the concept of walls. Walls are the most essential components of any building. The primary function of the wall is to enclose or divide space of the building to make it more functional and useful. Walls provide privacy, afford security, and give protection against heat, cold, sun, etc. Walls may be either load-bearing or non-load-bearing, and these walls are constructed by using a masonry construction. Masonry construction. Masonry consists of building structures from single units that are laid and bound together with mortar. Mortar is used as a binding material. This binding material can be made by a combination of cement or lime along with water and sand. The sand required for this is of a specific nature and of a specific gradation. These building units, commonly known as masonry units, may be stones, bricks, or precast blocks. Masonry may be use different types of building units for the construction. Masonry is a popular construction technique around the world. You will find that it is the most common kind of construction technique used to construct a wall. Masonry is generally a highly durable form of construction. However, the materials used, the quality of mortar and workmanship, and the pattern in which the units are assembled, which are commonly known as a bond, can significantly affect the durability of overall masonry construction. The common materials of masonry constructions are brick, stones like marble, granite, travertine, limestone, cast stone, concrete blocks, glass blocks, stucco, etc. These are used for constructing a masonry. If we are using brick as a masonry unit, then it is called brick masonry. If we are using stone to construct a wall, then it is termed as a stone masonry, and so on. The advantages of masonry construction. So masonry in general is a non-combustible, so improve the fire protection for the building and its occupants. Fireplaces in so many structures are commonly made of masonry for the same reason. A good brick masonry can withstand a temperature around 1200 degrees Celsius, which is much more than the temperature a concrete can sustain. Generally, concrete can sustain up to 1000 degrees Celsius temperature, while a good first-class brick masonry can withstand up to a temperature of 1200 degrees Celsius without much disintegration. Masonry offers a high resistance against rotting, pest, weather, and natural disasters such as heavy rain, hurricanes, and tornadoes. Masonry structures provide an attractive rustic or elegant look for a home or building, depending on the material used and the worker's expertise. So many times, masonry alone is much more effective to improve the elegance and to achieve an impact in terms of its appearance. Being durable and resistant, masonry can withstand large amount of compressive weight loads. Masonry units increase the thermal mass of building. Masonry buildings have longer lifespan than any other building types. It is much common that we will find the constructions, particularly in India, made up in centuries ago using a stone masonry, are still intact. They withstand with all sorts of different natural calamities without showing much disintegration or the failure of the structure. As every material used to have a certain limitations, even masonry construction has certain limitations. Those limitations includes the following points. Masonry construction involves heavy materials such as bricks, stone and concrete blocks. These are not easy to handle. So many times we need to arrange some specific kind of handling system to lift these heavy materials at higher elevations. In some cases, they must be ordered from specific catalogs, especially stones, so that the masonry construction can be done. Depending on the type or masonry, specialized skill set may be necessary. The stability of masonry structure depends completely on their foundation. If any settling of the foundation occurs, cracks are likely and they must be repaired to prevent moisture infiltration and damage. Masonry activities cannot be done during heavy rain or freezing conditions since mortar will be severely affected under such conditions. Masonry construction requires a good amount of time and it even needs adequate planning in terms of determining the bond and the arrangements essential to achieve the stability. The different types of masonry includes the load-bearing masonry walls and non-load-bearing masonry walls, which are based on its load-bearing nature, while solid walls, reinforced walls and cavity walls based on types of construction. We will see these things in brief. Load-bearing masonry walls. Walls which bears the loads of all types to which the structure is exposed and transfer it to the foundation. These are load-bearing walls. These are main structural elements in load-bearing structures. Such walls are thick in section and has limited height. Such type of walls are generally rests on wall footings made up of bricks or stones. Non-load-bearing masonry walls. These are the walls used in frame structure. The only role played by such walls is to enclose the space or divide the space. These are non-structural elements. They does not carry any load other than their self-weight and the small amount of live load in the form of certain mounted articles on it. Such walls generally rests on beams or in some cases directly on the slabs. Solid walls. These are the most commonly used walls and they are solid in section. These are made up of solid masonry units like stone, bricks or similar solid concrete blocks. Reinforced walls. Reinforced masonry is any type of brick, concrete or other type of masonry that is strengthened or fortified with the use of other building materials to increase the resistance to deterioration due to weight bearing or other forms of stresses to which the structure is exposed. One of the most common example of reinforced masonry involves exterior walls that are created using a concrete blocks or clay bricks. Along with the blocks or bricks, steel rods are worked into the structure, often using some type of vertical framework that aids in allowing the walls to bear up under its own weight and the weight of the connecting walls and floors within the buildings. It may be either a solid masonry wall or a masonry cavity wall. Reinforced walls are most suitable for use in regions with high seismic risk. This picture shows the example of reinforced walls where the reinforcement has been introduced in a different building blocks which are having a certain amount of cavity inside it. Depending on which material are used and how they are located, reinforced masonry walls can be divided into following classes: confined masonry, reinforced cavity masonry, reinforced solid masonry, reinforced hollow unit masonry, reinforced grouted masonry, and reinforced pocket type walls. These are the different types of reinforced masonry walls. Next is the cavity walls. The cavity wall consists of two skins separated by a hollow space or cavity. Here the skin denotes the different thinner walls which are constructed and having a certain cavity in between it. The skins are commonly masonry such as brick or concrete block. Masonry is an absorbent material and therefore will slowly draw rainwater or even humidity into the walls if they are not properly coated or protected. The cavity serves as a way to drain this water back out through weep holes at the base of the wall system or above windows. The cavity walls are much more effective in maintaining the temperature inside the structure. Cavity walls are generally keep structure warmer in winter and keep structure cooler in summer season. The reason cavity insulation keeps heat is that the air in the cavity, which is a good insulator. This is a cross section of the cavity wall, which shows the inner and external or outer wall, in between which a certain air space has been maintained. These two skins or walls have been connected using a metal tie. Along with this, it has got number of weep holes at the bottom where the mortar has been emitted and the foundation walls on which it rests. It consists the regular mortar joints which are equally applicable for the solid construction. So that is it for the today's session. Let's meet in next session to know more about it. Thank you for having me, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.